Hey guys, this is VW again. I got a call during one of my videos, so I'm going to make this part 2 of it. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it, but I was just kind of going through my plans and like what my parents are saying. And it's really tough because like I survived through last night. He kind of powers up the signal and hits my heart. I've got a lot of, but I have a lot of armor. But what I was just talking about the Airstream trailers and how my situation is so out of hand. Being hit remotely wherever I go. They built it up and they have these weapons, and and I guess he won't mind if I mention him because he's a very targeted individual in England. Thomas. I don't remember his last name, so I guess I'm not giving him away. But he was talking about that it was like if you're getting hit remotely in the chest, and it's very accurate. Like when they're hitting me, it's not just this big blanket of microwaves. They're very accurate where they hit in the chest and the chest muscles and the genitals, right in the genitals, like right under them. So in the head and the side of the head, even they can hit your eye. So remotely, they hit me very accurately. And, I've always said, I think it's probably satellites, part of the surveillance, with the satellite and somehow. But I actually think, and I saw another comment online, and it was somebody who said that he saw, a bright light in the sky that kind of went over his house, and that this is a new type of drone. And it's not like a drone like you see the TV, the news, shows about like the drones, little plastic drones that they put up in the air, and they get those kind of flying around, and they have like four little propellers on them. I'm not talking about that. I think there are drones that sit up in the sky, like high up in the sky, and they're drones that hover there. And they use them for lots of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, cell phone towers, satellite, or drones. Like, I don't know how they're hitting me remotely. All I do know is that it's very, very accurate. And it's accurate where I have lots of aluminum around me and they still can get through it's very accurate. It's very accurate pinpointing. And I see a lot of stuff, like I've seen videos where it's kind of a satellite image and it's kind of like I guess a heat vision of somebody, and they target on the side of their head. So it's like a square that they put by the head, and so it's not actually a target, but more of an area where they can hit a certain area, and so it's pinpointed accuracy to a square on your body. Now, it's scary. It's scary stuff. And I'm being hit remotely, and I guess my point was, my situation is out of hand to the point where, the guy's trying to kill me. He's trying to kill me. If the cops came and talked to him and talked to me, I'd be the crazy guy. He'd be the family guy. I see how these people kind of go crazy, and they're like, well, that's not... I watched a video where a guy was like, it's not actually your neighbors. It's not anybody remotely hitting you. It's actually demons. And there's no people involved. And I see how these people go crazy because... And I think that's a crazy theory. It's not demons. These are actual microwave weapons, and there are people with them. But I see how somebody could get off because it's somebody doing it for 2.5 years or more than that, like 5 years, and it's like all they do. And so it's like you start to question humanity, and if it is humans behind this, because it's so long. This guy's not sleeping. Like, he spent all last night, he spent all weekend awake, trying to torture me and kill me, and he's like saying stuff on the microwave here and like, we're done, he's done, let's just kill him off, we'll put him away. I've yelled at him because like I talked to my family and they're like, you just need to get a job here and why aren't you doing this? And it's like, it pisses me off because that's what I need to be doing. I need to be taking care of my family, and instead I'm fighting this guy tooth and nail just to live. And people don't understand that. They think I've gone crazy. They're like, this is my dad. The politest way it's been said is, well, we believe that you believe it, And I'm being shot in the heart where I feel like I'm going to die. And then people are caravanning around me and vehicular harassing me, which is an insult. It's an insult to the whole process. that somebody's killing me in my sleep, shooting me in the chest as hard as he can with microwaves, that's going to damage my heart and my back and my chest cavity. It's going to damage all that. And then he's like, some cars are driving around me with their lights on. That's an insult to all of humanity. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video, and these are going to be short. I'm going to make these short because I'm actually going to try and do some stuff today. I don't know. I might, like, I promised my mom I'd go work for her tomorrow during the day, or I might work on my computer here. I'm trying to figure out which one's safer, because I go to her office and I get nailed. I mean, like, I got nailed so hard on, what was it, Saturday night or Sunday night? No, it was Friday night, maybe. It was Friday night. I got nailed so hard that I went home and I couldn't stop my mind from thinking. I think they actually hurt my head that much in my chest, and it's and then I got nailed by my parents because I tried to talk to my mom about it. I was just like, Mom, this guy, he's hacking into my computers, and it's like I didn't want to bother her about it or put pressure on her. I just wanted her, because I felt like it was so much microwave stuff that my life was in danger, and I didn't want to be like, Mom, my life's in danger, so help me. I wanted to somehow, and I don't even know where I was coming from on it, but I felt like I might die over the weekend, and so I was trying to relay to her, what would I say, just I wanted her to just understand, I guess. And now I feel like I've stabilized the situation. But as y'all know, it's very dangerous. It's dangerous weapons, dangerous people. They are killers. This isn't just a, hey, I'm going to kind of hurt you with a little taser and you're going to do what I say. This is a killing thing. And that's hard to explain to people because they just can't picture normal people living in their houses moving towards murder. Neither can I. I didn't know it was in people, but apparently now it's since there's a way to do it where you don't get in trouble and you make the person look crazy, people are all in. It's there's a lot of people who have been involved in my gang stalking. I just heard the lady, there's an evil lady that hangs out with him. She's put him away, because there's so many, there's I mean, I don't know if there are cops involved, or I don't know if this guy's lying to some cops that he has friends that are cops, and he's saying that I'm dangerous, and so they're just doing the caravanning, and they don't know about the microwave weapons. I don't know how this works. I just know there are policemen involved. I don't want to incriminate anybody because all I have are theories. I can't say, well, this is exactly what's happening. I do know that my neighbor, he's ex-Army, and he does have microwave weapons. He is pointing them at my house. He has some ability or way to remotely hit me in the house and remotely hit me when I'm in the car and remotely hit me wherever I go. And usually it doesn't work as good if I'm moving around or I'm in a supermarket. And I went to a place, went to Sullivan's, went to Steakhouse in a wine place, and I didn't hear the microwave hearing, or he didn't hit me in the chest. And I know he doesn't stop. He doesn't oh, I'm going to let him have a good dinner. So I looked at the ceiling, and so the building was built with something that couldn't get through. The remote microwaves couldn't get through there. So there are places that you can go to get away from it. It's just hard to know where to go. And that's why I'm talking about this Airstream. And for anybody who's being remotely hit, if you have the finances to do that, if you have a house that you can sell, so you don't become homeless, I think that's a step above being homeless, right? Because a lot of us are living in our cars, or we're living on the streets and we have nothing. And I see this happening to people, so I'm okay, well, that's about to happen to me. And I'm actually very hopeful. I know that this will be brought out. It'll be brought to the light. I don't know if these people are necessarily going to go to jail or anything, but the weapons will be banned and they'll stop doing it. So I do have hope about that. I don't know how much time it's going to take. I hope my videos help. I hope it gets people. I'm going to do the tags. I'm going to try and tag them in a way that it will get people who can help us. They remain faith-based. I'm always in my faith. No matter how bad this gets, God's with me on this one. And I don't understand it, and I don't have to understand it. He understands it, and he does. He gives me, when I'm like, I think I'm going to die, and I say those things like I thought I was going to die. I just want to get ready. I want to let my parents know that if that did happen, that I love them, and that I just want them to know that I'm fighting to do what's right, I guess. Even if they don't understand what I'm going through, they will one day. And that's what we all kind of have to look forward to, that one day soon, people will know that people were attacked by microwave weapons and that this happened. It can't stay under wraps, for, 20 more years. It's going to be in the next 5 years. By then, they'll have done the damage they want to do, whoever's doing this. But it will. It'll come out, and we'll be vindicated. So look forward to that. Look forward to that day where we're vindicated, and it's like, wow, this guy was saying that he was being attacked by microwave weapons, and I didn't believe him. I was mean to him. And people will, I don't know if they're going to give us big ticker tape parades. I don't want that. But we'll be a little bit vindicated. People will know that we were working towards good. So don't give up. Don't give up. And I want to say that too. That's important. And I guess I'm going through my business so much because it's going through my head. After I talk to my dad, I'm like, ugh, how am I going to survive the day? Because my dad is just like, you're wearing me out and I'm dying. Like, this guy is killing me in my house, and I'm trying to survive, and I really care about my parents, and I'm smart enough to hold a job. But right now, in this state, or in this city that I live in, with the precarious position of like not being able to sleep because this guy's hitting me with microwaves in the back and the heart, like I worry about getting a job here and just going on. Like, I guess I just need to kind of jump on a couple of things. But I was jumping, like, and I was talking to my mom about the Airstream trailer, getting property that's not around anybody. So that's 2 layers. So I'm talking about when in the videos where I talk about working the problem. That's a theory about working the problem. I haven't actually started working the problem. Well, I've started a little bit, but I'm really starting to work the problem. And I failed. I failed this weekend. I started yelling at him, and I'm like, why are you doing this? And blah, blah, blah. I'm still trying to figure him out. It's not going to happen. It's not ever going to happen. So working the problem is like, I feel like, working the problem of getting people to our site, getting people to know this issue, that's a problem. And we're working on it. People are getting the information out. Police are starting to kind of know. Like news organizations are starting to figure it out. But it's also working the problem of getting yourself to a place of safety, and that means layering your escape. And I've thought about layering my escape. So I put this layer in there that will deter them from coming after me. I put this layer in there. I put this layer, like the layer of getting a property that's not around anybody. That's a layer that'll make it harder for them. If he does get somebody in the different state that I go to, networks it out, that'll be a problem. That nobody lives around me to talk to and to get them involved. That's a layer. Another layer, the Airstream trailer. That Airstream trailer is going to have it's made of aluminum, thick aluminum. So if they want to hit me remotely because they can't hit around me, they're going to be shooting it just solid aluminum. And even if that doesn't totally take care of it, then I put, some heavy duty regular aluminum on the top of the trailer. And what I basically want to do, I want to live a regular life. I want to survive this. I want to have a girlfriend. I want to have a job. I want to help my family and be happy and give them positive energy and give other people positive energy. And so that's layering that escape, because this guy's got the system going, and he's got a lot of people stalking me on the streets, and he's just got the organized gang stalking going. He's got the microwave weapons, the arsenals, in his house and in the house next to me. He's got it pumped up to where he's not going to stop. He's like calling me insane and retarded, and he's going after this. It's a program. It's a mission for him. He's not going to stop. He's not going to be like, okay, he's had enough or something like that. He's trying to kill me, and that's a reality that I have to accept. I know my parents won't accept that. It's too hard for people, and these people they get away with it because of that. Because people can't even believe they exist. Like, this guy is so evil. People can't believe he exists. If they believe that, they have to stop their life and be like, wow, this is a huge problem in our society. We have to stop this. But people can't. The economy's bad. They have to worry about their lives. They don't have any connection to this stuff. So it's hard for them to stop and be like, "Oh, okay, I understand what you're talking about." They can't. It's like it's almost on a weird physical level. They fight against it. Like I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, "Well, you're putting this on us, and just shit or get off the pot." And she was mad at me. But I was like not talking to her like I wasn't like, "Oh man, this guy's doing this and that, and I can't do anything about it." I was like, "Okay, Mom, I just want to explain. This guy's trying to kill me, but I can handle it, and I can figure it out if you help me." And like I guess I was just trying. I don't know what I was trying to do, but I felt like it's getting more serious in my situation. And I actually looked at a video. But let me finish my thought about my mom. Like, she almost had a physical reaction to it. Like she can't believe it. Physical reaction. Like, and I've seen people. It's like something happens in their mind, and they can't even believe in that kind of evil. And so they physically retaliate against it. So you need to be careful about that. You need to be careful about talking to people who know about it and not talking to people so much who don't know about it, and kind of logically figuring out how to talk to them and get to where you need to be to stop this. And it will stop. See, that's the thing. We're putting information out. Calling cops is not bad unless they tell you, don't call us about this again or we're going to put you away. So calling cops about it is not wrong. I could probably still call the sheriff's department about it, even though the city police really, one of them was like, if you call me about this problem again, I'm gonna throw you in jail. And I've been in a psychiatric unit for it. So I'm not looking too hot on the getting help from people immediately around me. That doesn't matter to me though. That doesn't matter, and like working the problem has nothing to do with that. Because a lot of people, they want to cover this up because it's too big. It's too big, and they just want it to get this guy out of the community or get him done with. Because we can't deal with this, and I don't know how that works, and I don't want to know how that works, and that's just a theory. But I just don't see a lot of people and a lot of authority figures clawing to stop this. They think they've got the right people. They think they've got the right people in society and neighborhoods that need to be chased and need to be killed in their homes. Or maybe they just think, maybe a lot of them just think the people need to be chased. Maybe the secret people who are killing them in their homes just think that, and nobody really knows the full story, and the people are being lied to. I don't know. I have theories, but I don't want to go into my theories. I want to focus more on this will come to light. There are people doing it and involved in it. This will come to light. And I was thinking about how a lot of us become homeless, a lot of us lose finances, and how to kind of cut that off. If you get, like I'm saying, like there are actually aluminum houses too, like where you could build a little house like a shed, and it would be made out of aluminum, hard aluminum, and that's going to be hard for a microwave signal to get through. So this is my plan. I don't know, my dad's now fighting it, and he just wants me to get a job because he doesn't believe me. He's just like, get a job, but I'm trying to explain to him if I get to a safe place where I can at least recuperate throughout the night, then holding a job, building myself up will be easier. And the other layer that I have to have, that he's like, well, I don't want you to move out of the state because that splits up the family. But the thing is, that's another layer that deters them. If I'm in a whole nother state, it's harder for them. And if I'm not around anybody and I have something that's made of aluminum, are they even going to try it? And I guess I answer my own question. They probably are going to try it. This guy, he's got murder in his heart. He's not getting caught. He looks like a good guy. He looks like he has a job and everything. Like, so he looks great, and I think that's all that matters to him. It matters what it looks like. Not what it is. And what it is murder. But he's getting away with it, and he looks like a good member of the society, so he's fine with it. He's okay. He doesn't care. I would think he would care about having microwave weapons around his kids all the time, and they're young kids. And that is like cancer. That's like a huge percentage of cancer, hearing disorders, autism, things like that. And I guess he poo-poos that away, and he's like, no, if it does happen, he'll be like, it had nothing to do with what I was doing. He'll lie about even his kids getting hurt. I don't know. I don't know the extent of how bad he is, because he's trying to kill me. And I don't want to talk about that too much, because if I yell at him or I insult him, then he's like, see, we got to kill him. and I guess he's going to do that anyway. But I just don't want to push on that right now. I want to focus on what I'm going to do, my layered escape. Also trusting in God that this will help people eventually. But we do have to work. We have to do some work, and we have no choice. It's like either sit there and let them kill us. I don't know how bad y'all's gang stalking situation is, but I want to tell y'all that I saw some people who were like, my gang stalking is so heavy, and they're killing me. And I looked at him and I was like, well, mine's never going to get that bad. I was like, this guy's got a family. He's hit me in the head a little bit, but I can protect myself. And it's escalated. You stay in one spot. This guy's networking out. He's getting people on the street. Then they have microwave weapons, and it does escalate. And I'm not saying it will, definitely. I'm not saying, oh, your situation's going to get a lot worse. I pray and hope that your situation does not get worse, that they kind of, stop. And I think in a lot of cases, I've seen a lot of cases where they're like, well, my gang stalking was bad, then it stopped. And I think there are some citizens who do this, who are given the microwave weapons, and I think they get tired and they just stop. So there is that possibility. With my situation, it is an ex-Army guy, and he is on a mission, and he wants to kill me or damage my head and put me in a mental institution, or get me out of here and chase me before he can even sleep. I don't understand that mentality, but that's basically what he does. And I'm sure he gets somebody to help him, but he is on a mission to kill American citizens, and he will not sleep until he does this. Just saying that is so crazy, but it's true. But yeah, I just wanted to talk more about working the problem. Working the problem for me is about getting to a safe place where I can make money. I'm kind of surviving in the house, and I guess that's what we gang stalk victims have to do. We have to kind of just survive until we can get to the next place. I just say that the trailer idea, you can get a really cheap trailer. I saw some of them for like $2,500. They were old, but they're made of aluminum, so you could put them on a cheap piece of property, or in a trailer park. Even if you have people around you, it's aluminum, so even if they did convince some people around you to do it, it would be hard getting it through that aluminum. And you could put even more aluminum on the inside if you needed to. Just trying to think of ideas. I'm definitely going to try and do that. It sucks that my dad is very against it. But I'm hoping I can just convince him, because I need to do it to survive. And then once I survive and I get out of the constant pain, then I can start building my life back up. Start, getting a girlfriend, getting a job, getting a job first. And I'm sure there are lots of girls who date a guy in a trailer, whatever. I'm not sure there's a lot of girls who would date a guy with this in the house. Maybe so. Maybe some of you cute. I'm sure all you targeted individual girls are cute, so send me a line. You know what I'm saying? I'm just joking, but, seriously. Send me a line. But also, and I've also kind of calmed down. Like the chest thing, it was scary at first, but your body kind of gets used to it. You block it. Things will get better, just in general in our nation. This will stop. This won't be able to go on for too much longer. People will catch wind of it. They'll be disgusted. People who are actually involved in it will be disgusted, and they'll come out against it. But I wanted to tell y'all how I'm working my problem, so maybe it can help y'all's problem. I am going to make the tags a little bit better, so other people who are, studying, a police state or New World Order, or maybe even I'll put Illuminati on there. I don't want to make our cause look conspiratorial too much, although it is a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy and a false flag used against American citizens. So it does include conspiracy fact. Some people would call it conspiracy theory. They see all of us. I mean, I have 13,000 views. I have, 100, like almost 120 subscribers. Like, these are real people who are experiencing what I'm experiencing, real things. And I was thinking about it last night, and I was estimating, I was lowballing it and saying maybe there are 15 million people who are being or targeted individuals in the world. 15 million. That's lowballing it. And you think about that, and I have like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like five stalkers who know about the microwave weapons and are using those. So I got about 5 of those. So you take 15 million times that by 5, and that is what? That is 75. Is that 75 million? So there's 75 million, like maybe direct stalkers who are using microwave weapons in the world. But then you take all the vehicular harassment and all those stalkers, all those gang stalkers, and that's like, in my case, there's like more than 100. But I'm going to lowball it and say 100. I'm not saying every day there's 100, but I'm saying there's different people, and through all the days I could estimate that there's over 100. But I'll lowball it at 100. Take 15 million times it by 100. What is that? Is that 150 million? 150 million? No, it's more than that. It's like 1,500,000, right? 1,500,000. I don't 1,500,000,000 or something like that. I don't know. Y'all figure that out for me. Put it in your calculators. It's a huge number though. That's all over the world, and that's lowballing the estimate on targeted individuals. So this is a huge like epidemic. It's like a disease where people are being microwaved in their homes, chased around in cars. It's sick, and that's why people are getting involved, because they're just like, well, other people are doing it. And it's just like people who are easily conditioned, they're just doing it. And there are some people who are like, this is crazy, and they'll always think that. Like, they'll always think it's crazy, but they try and kind of keep those people out of the mix. They get the people who are into it, they tell them the right things, and then they're on board, you know. So it's just an epidemic. And that actually gives us hope, because it's so widespread that it can be known about and we can get help, you know. So you've got to take those things into a positive aspect. Alright guys, I hope this has been motivational. Like the other day, it was funny. So make some videos, because I was making my early videos. I had one that was speaking from the heart, and I said in it, I was like, I know there's somebody out there who is at their wits' end, and they need somebody to tell them, I love you. And like, I was at my wits' end, and I was watching myself doing the video, and I was like, man, I love you too. And then he started well, not me, I started laughing in the video. I was like, about something, and then I started laughing, and I was like, and it was the weirdest experience. Like, I was in a time portal talking to my younger self, and I just wish I could have slapped him and said, get out of that house. But it was cute. It was like, I don't know, it was a very weird experience that I felt like God was involved in, because he has a very good sense of humor. And have a sense of humor. That helps the most. Like, even if you're like talking to your stalkers, or you feel like you need to talk to them, like joking around about it, that releases so much of my tension. Like having a good sense of humor about all this stuff and just laughing at it because it's ridiculous. That's important. It's actually the most important thing. And if you're having a hard day where you can't get through it, and you're just like, this is crazy, and there are people driving around me with their lights on, and this is evil and satanic. If you just like think of something funny, or you start laughing, like it'll turn your day around. Where you're like, okay, all right, I can do this. And we shouldn't have to do this. People shouldn't have to go through this, but we're here. We're here, and we can't just flip a switch. We can't just snap our fingers and magically make it go away. We've got to fight it. Like right now, this guy's hit me in the back with microwave energy. Like, I'm making a video in my kitchen. I've got aluminum behind me, so much aluminum that they're going to have to clean up when they fix this house up. And he's hit me in the back. I mean, he's hit me in the back, and it may be remote. He may be hit me in the back from up here, or he may be just hit me in the back from where he is. It may be going through all this aluminum. at this point, like, I lost these plugs right here. Those plugs, those Altera plugs, are great. They stop a lot of this electromagnetic energy. But I lost these plugs. I lost the power to them. So that was a big upset at that time. I've kind of replaced that stuff, like further back. But he's either powered up his signal, his remote signal, or he's gotten more of an arsenal from the people who are involved in the city. And there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are driving around with one light. And they all have handicap parking. It's really weird. And they all kind of want to be seen but not seen too. But I won't go into all that. Y'all know what gang stalking's all about. It's about death. It's about hurting people. It's about... And I even think there is... and I'm going to go ahead and say this is a pretty sure thing. There is a eugenics aspect to it that even maybe the people who are doing it don't understand. That there is a eugenics aspect where they pick people who... do drugs, like I was smoking weed, or they'll pick people who, are disabled or sick, and those people are picked, and it's kind of a eugenics thing where the people with the microwave weapons are like, we're the strong, healthy people, and we need to kill off the weak people because there's too many people in the world. So even if this guy doesn't know what he's doing, there is like a eugenics aspect, and if he doesn't know that that's Luciferian and satanic, that is, because that's not being motivational. That's not helping people. And also, I'll tell you all this. If you are having a rough time with this stuff, and you can't go on, you're being tortured, and you need a good laugh, not a good laugh because you're laughing at him, but you need motivation and you need to not give up, look up Nick, I don't know how to spell his last name, but it starts with a V. It's like Vujici. Viju, it's like a Nick, but he has no arms and no legs. He has a disease where he has no arms and no legs. He has a little bit of a leg, a little bit of a foot that he can use the computer with. Watch him, Nick V. Put in Nick VU, and it'll come up because he's helped millions of people. He's a motivational speaker. He has no arms and no legs. He's like the greatest. He has the greatest heart, the greatest mind I've ever seen. And he's had trials in his life that none of us could even imagine. And he talks about a lot of things that hit me hard. And he says that he's been bullied. And sometimes it's hard to connect with that, with somebody who's talking about being bullied. Because I'm like, I have murderers who are trying to murder me. I don't know how to put that in perspective sometimes. And be like, this is just a challenge. Because it's like murderers who are trying to murder you. So that's kind of hard for me, but definitely check him out. He's very motivational. He's very religious. He has a lot of faith and a lot of hope. He's helped a lot of people. And he's really funny too. He's really funny. He'll make you laugh. He'll make you cry. Because you'll just be so inspired. Your heart will fill up with hope. You'll be like, I can't give up. No matter what. No matter what, we can't give up. And this is God's plan for us, and I don't, I say that, and that sounds crazy, but we're here, and so it's God's plan for us, and we've got to do the best with it. We've got to help as many people as we can with it, and even though, my situation's gotten seriouser, or more serious, and there are some very scary people involved, and I do kind of worry. I worry about my family a lot. I worry about his family. I worry about my future, if he's going to hurt me so bad that I can't get a job, or I can't get a girlfriend, or what, because I'll be, I'll have disabilities from what he's doing to me. But, it hasn't happened yet, and I'm blocking, and I believe in God, and even impossible things, come out all right, and people survive, and they learn from it, and they can live happy lives. So that's why I want to get away from it completely. I want to show that I want to get away from it. I guess there's some of the people who have been lied to, like law enforcement or whatever, would maybe get off my back. And I want his family not to be hurting. I want my family not to be hurting. I want to make money. I want to motivate people. I want to be like this Nick Vucic. I don't know. Something like that. He's he lives in Australia, but his family, they're from somewhere else where, some maybe Scandinavian country or something. I'll have to research it. I say things and I don't know what I'm talking about. But he's awesome. He's awesome, and if you want to be very motivated and like kind of get out of your slump, he's a good way to do it. I love you guys. Like, send me a prayer. I'll send y'all a prayer. And I guess I decided this a long time ago that like I've been defending myself in my house, and I feel like that's our right. But at this point, it's like nobody believes me. The police won't believe me. They won't help me. And so, I'm going to move on to moving on. And I've done that 3 times. No, this will be the 3rd time. I've done it twice. Because I moved once in the apartment complex, then another time to a house. So it's been twice that I've moved to get away from these people. So this will be my 3rd time. But I'm trying to do it in layers. I'm trying to work the problem so that I get away in layers. And it's a deterrent. Every layer is a deterrent to why they wouldn't do this, why it'd be too hard. I figure a big layer is if they try and do it and it's not affecting you, then they'll stop. Because if it keeps working and it keeps working on you, it keeps hurting you and it's killing you slowly and they're not getting caught, there's no deterrent for them to stop. Because I don't know, like, I don't want to judge this guy anymore. Like, I really just want to get out of here. And live my life and motivate people and help people. But I don't feel like he has morals like regular people. He's not like, oh, well, I'm hurting this guy. He's had enough. I've taught him a lesson. This is crazy. Like, he's not going to come to that conclusion. He's like, I want to kill this guy. He's like, I want to kill this guy and I'm going to kill this guy. This is my mission. I'm not getting caught. Like, I can call the police on him. I mean, he called the police twice on me. For messing with my corrugated steel. And like I have 2 pieces of corrugated steel down out there. I'm going to go out right now and put them up. He could call the police and say I'm banging it, But I'm going to put them up and then I'm going to leave. I'll probably go see a movie. Like I should be trying to get a job and stuff, but I'm going to go work for my mom tomorrow. I'm just going to go to her house no matter what. I've got my psychiatrist appointment in the morning. And then I'm going to go work, for my mom to write grants. Like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing this whole time, is writing grants for cancer kids. Trying to make money for cancer patients. That's what I'm good at, writing grants. I make a lot of money doing that, but I haven't been able to help her. She's mad. She's like, you need to be writing grants. What are you doing? And she's mad at me. And I understand that, because they don't believe me. They think that I'm, like, crazy and irresponsible. I wish it was different. It's not. So I might need to go see Guardians of the Galaxy right now. I've only seen it twice, and I might need to go see it a 3rd time. Because, like, I really need a boost right now after talking to my dad. I know I should probably be doing something else. I should probably be... Because I don't know, like, I'm doing the Social Security thing. I know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may do some work. I may go see that movie. I'm just trying, like, because he's hit me in the back, and I want to call Social Security to see when my court case would be, but I kind of want to just get out of here. It seems like the remote stuff is a lot less when I'm moving around in my car, and I'm going places, and I'm doing things. Like, it's really bad in the house. Because I guess he's used to, he's been practicing with the equipment for so long that he's good at it, and he's accurate with it. So he's not a dumb, like, I've never said this, well, I have. He's like a moral moron to me. Like, and that's very stupid to kill people. I think that's being the biggest idiot in the world. But he has cognitive intelligence. He can use this weaponry and pinpoint people and kill them, and he's a killer. So it's not like he's like, if he was retarded, like, and he couldn't use these weapons, I'd be like, oh, that's great. It's not working. But he's been practicing with them for like 2.5 years and getting really good at it. But I don't know. I'm gonna try and do some positive, productive stuff today. Maybe not. I need to. I love you guys. Stay safe. Don't give up hope. Never give up. Watch this guy, Nick Vujicic. Just Nick and VU. Put VUJ in, and you'll get it. He's very inspirational, because most of us have arms and legs. We're being attacked by people, and that's tough, but will come to an end, and we can get away from it. And I'll let y'all know. How my journey's going. If I get a job or whatnot, I'll let y'all know about the Airstream trailer. I'll let y'all know how that, once I get in it, I'll let you know if they came to the other state and tried to keep doing it, and how that's working, how it's keeping it out, so that if you are gonna make, if you are gonna use that much money to do it, that you'll know that it definitely works, that it keeps everything out. So I've got he has very, very powerful microwaves. It's like he's built up his arsenal. He's strengthened the signal. He's working on it all the time. Like last night, he was just working on it all night. Like I slept. I had a dream where I had a new house, and it was this big white house with windows, and I wasn't even thinking about him, and I was completely safe in it, and I had a bunch of pets. I had my dog Pepper, and then I had a cat, a boy cat, and a bunch of hamsters and stuff, and it was awesome. It was this big white house, and I had a bunch of places where I could sleep in it, and I was trying to figure out the place that I wanted to sleep in it, and I'd met this couple, that lived near me, and they needed to borrow something, I don't know, and they were nice, really nice couple, and I was kind of worried that they would attack me for some reason because of, I guess, the gang stalking, but then I talked to them, and they were real nice, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be safe here, and I wasn't even thinking about this guy, I wasn't thinking about the microwave weapons at all. I was in this house, and none of that, and I was going to school again or something. It's real. I was going to school, and I had a job. It was a great dream. It was right before I woke up, and wow, this is great. I had a bunch of animals in there too, and they were all safe, and it was a great dream. Then I woke up, and my back hurt, and I was like, how did this guy get through all this aluminum? But stay safe, guys. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope, because this will end. I don't know when it'll end, but it will. And you can still get away from it. And I don't know, just figure out your situation. I'm just trying to give my story, and I guess I won't tell anybody what to do, because every situation is kind of different. But I literally was in this house, and I was like, well, it can't get any worse. I was like, the guy's probably going to stay at the same level, and I'll be able to get stuff to block it. But these are people working on it all the time, and they do figure out ways to strengthen the signal or get other people to help. And it's a big deal for them. It's like a job for them to ruin your life and kill you and make you look crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand what philosophy it's coming from. I don't understand what they're doing for society. I don't understand. Maybe they just like it, and they like getting away with murder. I have no clue. I have no clue. I have theories about who's doing it and what they think they're doing. I guess maybe they think that they're rounding up all these criminals, but they're just hitting a bunch of creative, marginalized people who are isolated, and they're the murderers. So how could this work out? How can that work out when it's the murderers trying to get the bad guys? It can't work. That system can't work. It'll crumble in on itself. And I think law enforcement and FBI, CIA, I think they're figuring this out, or maybe they have figured this out. Maybe they're all fighting it, and I just don't know it. Maybe they have to secretly investigate it, and they have to secretly wipe it out because it's so dangerous, and you've got to be careful with these guys who are doing it. And you've got to really be sure, when you take them out. I hope so. I hope they're all on our side, you know what I'm saying? Alright, I'm going to go, and I'm going to try and get some stuff done. I'm going to send a letter to my girlfriend. She's in another city, so we write letters to each other. So I do have a girlfriend, but she's I don't know when I'll be able to see her next. I miss her a lot. It's I don't know, I guess I hope I'm not cheating on her, but I'm man, I'm looking for a girlfriend that I could be with. And if I moved to Florida, I'd definitely be looking for that. And like, I need to have a good job. I need to be making money, and be happy and healthy. I guess I say too much personal stuff in my videos. I don't know. I just want to be honest with you guys, because honesty and being honest through this, and when you see other people being honest, it really helps you. And like, I've seen that a lot. Just when people are really honest. That's why I look up this guy Nick, whatever, because he doesn't have like an ounce of like trying, like, manipulating people. He really wants to motivate and help people. He has a tough life. He has challenges you couldn't even imagine. And he's like, I want to use these challenges to help people. And I think we can flip this and do good and be strong and just make this, like, I felt like that night it was so much pain. It was Friday night, and I was uploading my videos, and I had to sit there for a long time, and it's like, it actually hurt me so bad that I was in the car, and I didn't feel anything because I was hurt so bad. And my parents, like, I was talking to my mom about it, and my dad was like, Can you be quiet? I'm trying to watch this TV show. And it's like, at that moment, I was like, my dad is different, because of his aneurysm. Like, he doesn't care about this. Or he's at a point where he just thinks I'm crazy and he wants me to shut up. And it's like, I don't remember him being like that ever. And I don't think he's like that. I think there's stuff, he's dealing with stuff too. He's dealing with a lot of heavy stuff. And I'm not there for him. Like, I was there for him in the beginning, but now I'm dealing with this exclusively, and I think he's angry because he's going through some heavy stuff. So my family's all going through heavy stuff. We all have weight on us, and it's like, this guy's trying to murder me in my house. He knows that my family is struggling, and he knows that I could help him probably. He's not stupid. Like, he knows that if he let me out of this, I could get a job and I could help my family. Like, he's not a dumb guy. He's morally an idiot, so I think he's an idiot. But he's not like... He has a brain in his head, That's sad. It's sad that any way of thinking would come to this. Where no violence need to occur, but people are dying and in hell, and just hell kind of realities. But yeah, my dad's going through stuff, so I don't blame him. And he's going to help me with my bills, so I definitely don't blame him. He's going to help me out financially. He has his ways. He's stuck in his traditional ways, and it's like, I'm bringing him all this stuff, like, I think I can do it this time. I think I can get away from him this time. And he's like, well, we've heard that, so now I'm stuck in this. Oh, well, we've heard that you're going to do this, and it's going to fix it. And so they've kind of got me there, but it's like, I have to do this. Like, like, God is like, you got to do this, and it's cheap, and it can work. It can make my family money. Like, my mom can make money out of this house, and I could get some cheap stuff that would save my life. Because I can't live, like, he's remotely hitting me in the chest and the back, and I can't live like that for much longer. Like, I mean, it's extensive torture all the time, and when people find out about this stuff, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know what's going to happen to America, because when they find out, like, people with authority have been, like, locking people in virtual torture chambers and, like, using this equipment, because it's gonna, I mean, people are going to learn about this technology, that there's microwave technology that you can surveil people with, you can hurt people with, you can aim it at their hearts, like, you can really hurt people with this microwave technology. They're going to learn about it, because it's like, you see the technology, you see it work, and it's not magic. It's magic right now. Now it makes us look like we're insane, and oh, people are shooting frequencies down at our heads, and we're wearing aluminum. And like, I was watching another targeted individual, and I will not judge him at all, because he is a very strong individual, and I don't know what he's gone through in his targeted individualing. I don't know what you'd call it. I guess you're gang stalking. And he was like, well, I'm not going to shield. He's making tonics. He made a tonic for it, which I kind of thought was ridiculous, because he's putting ridiculous stuff in it. And he may know if he's watching this, he may know that I'm talking about him. But he's real smart, love him to death, and his situation's really hard. But he was like, we don't want to wear tinfoil hats, because then we're going to look crazier than we already look as a targeted individual community. But at the same time, like, I've taken the token of, I would be in a lot worse off in place if I didn't shield with this aluminum, like, and with this, if I didn't have all that in place, and my family seen me, and my brother's like, if you would, that's smart, putting all this stuff, if you did that at a job, you'd be able to make tons of money. But they don't understand, like, this is for survival. This is like, I'd die. Like, this guy would hit me all night long, and it's the length, it's like the duration of the microwaves that actually causes the most damage to your body. It's not like he hits you one time and it's like a gun and you're dead. It's just the constant targeting on your body, and when you're asleep, targeting your head, It's definitely affected my memory. Sometimes it's affected my emotions. Like that night when I was driving in the car and I came back here, and like, I couldn't stop thinking. I couldn't stop my mind. Like, I was just thinking about all this stuff, and that could have been from something different. But it's like, it felt like it had hurt me so bad that I couldn't calm down. And I eventually did. The next day I calmed down. But it's almost like I started praying, and I started kind of envisioning, and this helps me a lot. I think we do. We have our auras. We have natural electromagnetic shielding around our body. And if we pray, and I imagine it, and I don't know if y'all have seen, that's why I was going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's like he's holding this like gem of power, and it rips people apart. The energy rips people apart. But there's something inside of him that he can hold it, and it doesn't rip him apart. And he gets this field of like glowing purple around him, and it's like ripping his body apart. And then he holds on to the rest of the team, and because he's doing that, it doesn't rip him apart. And I feel like that about all of us, like all targeted individuals. Like, if we hold each other, it won't rip us apart, this energy. But in another respect, like, if you pray and you think about your aura or your energy around you, and you strengthen it, and you imagine it just swirling around you, blocking all this electromagnetic stuff, it helps in a sense. And I know that's not very scientific, but it helped me. Like, when my parents, they both reacted very negatively on Friday night, and I was trying to do something. I don't even understand where I was trying to reach out. I was just trying to reach out to him, because I couldn't do it myself. Like, it felt like torture where I couldn't take it. And then I envisioned that. Like, I envisioned that movie where he's holding that thing, and it's like his skin starts cracking and his eyes get purple, and it's like he has something inside of him where it's like that energy's not going to rip him apart. And then he holds on to the rest of the team, and he's like, we're the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, bitch. Sorry for the cussing, but it's cool. It's like, and I feel like that about us. It's like, we've got to strengthen ourselves when these people are shooting microwave weapons, because you can build up your defenses. You can build up your own electromagnetic energy. Also shield, and when you shield, you get more used to the electromagnetic energy, and your body builds up natural defenses. You evolve to be able to handle it. And sometimes it's too much. If they pour on too much, your body's not going to be able to handle it. But our bodies, like I saw, I don't want to get off the subject, though. I might go see that movie again, because that part really helps me, where it's like this energy that's ripping him apart, and it's ripping through. You see it ripping through his skin, and his eyes are getting purple, and he holds on to the other people, and he's like, we're the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, bitch. And it's like this energy that nobody can contain. It's awesome. It's awesome. But like, talking about that and like evolution, our bodies being able to handle stuff. I shot a bunch of ants in my attic, because I was like putting stuff in my attic, and that stuff really helped too. The stuff I put in the attic. But I got some hornet killer, and I was spraying the black ants, right? And so I killed a bunch of them, but some of them like started kind of coming down the walls. And then a couple of weeks later, I guess it's been a month or maybe a month and a half, I saw maybe I don't know how many generations of ants it took, but it was an ant crawling up and down the wall, and it looked completely different. Its legs were thinner, so it could crawl up the wall. It had evolved, to living in a different place, to being displaced like that. And I feel like we all have to do that. We all have to evolve. We have to evolve to this electromagnetic energy. We have to evolve to living, to moving, and surviving and getting away and waiting until we can get help for this. And I do, people who aren't at the end of their rope, I do encourage you to call the police on them and to get the word out and be like, my neighbors are shooting something at me, or they're emitting something. I'd say high-pitched emitters was the most normal thing. My neighbors have some kind of sound emissions, and they are trying to get me out of my house using high-pitched sounds. That was the most normal thing to connect with law enforcement. But I encourage you, if you haven't used up all your ties, like I feel like I have a couple more ties. Like I could call maybe the FBI a couple more times. I could call the sheriff's department maybe 2 more times or 1 more time. But I'm not using those. I don't know if I'm going to use them. But I think if I was in a case, like a worst case scenario where I was going to die, I could call 911 and maybe get an ambulance out here or something. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not in that bad of a case. I've kind of balanced it out. The guy he's staying up, so he's even crazier. Like, he hasn't slept, so his need to murder is even worse, and he's even more crazy, and he's not thinking right. So it's an even worse situation. And what he does to get people to help and drive around, he's like, well, we got him. He's crazy, and we can just send some. I guess he has some connections in the police force because they do caravan me, and maybe they're being lied to, and that's all I can hope. And I don't know. I don't know. But there are people who participate in this that I don't know why they participate, and they're authority figures. And it's not a bunch of them. It's not all the police. It's not all of any kind of organization. It's just a couple people, and they're not doing it. I don't think they're doing it for the police force. I think they're these guys' buddy, and this guy says this guy's crazy, and y'all need to watch him or something like that. And then it gets all mixed up, and I'm not sure what happens. But I see police caravanning me. I know that the people who are in regular cars with the one lights and the arms hanging out and the sunglasses and looking like they're on the phone, I know those people are his buddies or they're in this organization of gang stalking. There are so many of them that it's probably connected online some way electronically where they're communicating like that. Alright guys, well, I've made a long video. I hope I've been a little bit motivational. I'm just trying to tell y'all how I'm working my problem. And we're going to come up against times where our parents or our family doesn't believe us, and sometimes maybe it's better not to talk to them. And it's so hard because it's such a violent situation where you feel like you need to reach out just for some reason. You feel like you need to reach out. Be careful with psychiatrists and psychologists. Be careful. Talk to them maybe about your neighbors harassing you and being in pain. Be careful about how you connect it all together. Just be very careful. That's all I got to say about that. I think I'm okay, and I'm not going to get thrown into a psychiatric unit. However, I'm going to go to this appointment tomorrow morning, and I'm not going to be like, this guy shooting me in the chest with a microwave weapon. I'm just not. And that's from stuff I've learned to not say. And this guy, he's a resident. He's really smart. He's a nice guy. He's a psychiatrist. He has, he can administer medicine. He has all the credentials and the knowledge from the books. But we're going to have to be careful. We're going to have to be careful with the information we give out and who we give it out to. And we're going to have to come at that carefully because you don't want to get thrown into a psychiatric unit. You want to give them no reason to do that to you. And sometimes even if you're calm and you're saying my neighbor is attacking me, they still consider you a danger to yourself or a danger to others. Even though your neighbor is like hardcore murdering your ass, they'll still see you as the danger because, for whatever reason. And I know that makes me sound crazy when I say that, but targeted individuals will understand. Y'all will understand 100%. So just stay strong, keep hope alive, keep hope alive. There's hope in front of us. Like that song, there's a song by this guy, I don't know his name, but I'm going to try and get him for one of my mom's events for cancer patients. And he sings, there's hope in front of me. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not gonna sing it on video, but that's how I feel. I feel like there's hope in front of us. So it's like there's bad stuff. We've been to dark places, but it's not it. That's not it for us, you know. So stay strong. Stay in your faith. Live long and prosper. I watched the second Star Trek yesterday, and that made me feel good. You know, because like at the beginning, Spock is in that big volcano, and he's trying to neutralize it, and he just sees these huge like lava burst coming at him, and he's just like, and he calms down about it. That's what I feel like when I see these cars and this guy's shooting microwave energy. I feel like it's just this huge thing. It's not even people anymore because it's such a mob that there's no logic involved. It's not like, oh, I've got a battle or a court case or I'm on trial. It's just a huge, like, it's like they're not even making decisions. They're like, we're getting this guy, and it's a bunch of people, and it's just like a big organic thing coming at me, you know. And I mean, that's why they do it this way. That's why they lie to people and get tons of people involved and get confusion involved, because then it's just this big organic thing that's coming at this person. It doesn't matter if they haven't done anything wrong. It doesn't matter if they're a good guy. This organic, just lava burst of people is just coming at you. That's what happens in workplace mobbing too. You know, it just becomes organic. It doesn't matter if the person's bad or good. People want to take their aggression out, and they're like, this guy, yeah, what'd he do? I don't understand those kind of people. I don't understand why they want to cause trouble in our society like that. Not just cause trouble, but rip apart families, you know. Rip apart a lot of families. I was also thinking, and I actually said it to the guy attacking me, I look at this guy with no arms and no legs, Nick Vujicic. Just look up Nick V-U-J. He motivates so many people. He's helped so many millions of people. So many people haven't committed suicide because of him. And, like, he helped me because I was like, I don't think of committing suicide, but sometimes the torture is so extensive that I do say, I'm like, I don't want to live like this. This is not living. This isn't the quality of life is so low. You're in pain all the time. That it's like, I see people living a good life, and I know there's good in life, and there's fun, and life is great, and there's beauty, but it's like, I don't want to live in this state, you know? I never think about committing suicide, because that'd be worse for my parents, my family, for everybody, and I know I can get through this, but he's helped so many people, and he motivates them, and he, like, people who are hurting, it spreads, like his goodness spreads, and they spread it to other people. And I watched this guy, he wants to murder, he has microwave weapons, he's hurting me and my family, he's getting people driving out on the street, and I see the hell that he's making everybody live in, and he's making everybody live in a hell that's just kind of like, do I want to live this way? This is so much evil, and so much pain, and just so much suffering. And I see what he's doing. He wants to murder, and it's selfish, and he's like, I'm going to get this done, and he's being supported by a couple people or whatever. And it's just, he spreads out evil, it spreads pain, and it spreads suffering. And I see this other guy, and he has no arms and no legs, and he spreads love. And that's what I want to do. I want to spread love and, like, hope. And it's like, when people have that, like, everything's possible. Our society's good. People are happy. They help each other. Everything's great. This guy, like, people are hiding in their homes, and some people are involved in the microwave hearing stuff, and it's all just, like, weird. And, like, the guy next door who's a plumber is like, okay, it's time to pump the poison in, and it's this evil hell thing. It's like this evil hell neighborhood. And then he's getting people involved in the city, and I've seen some people come into the places that I go to a lot, and they're wearing sunglasses and trying to look like, you know, they're spies or something, and they're losers. They're like losers who have nothing to do, and it's like it's given all the evil people something to do, and all the normal good people are like, do I want to live like this? This is horrible. And I just see Nick Vujicic, and probably evil people are just like, oh, I hate him, he has no arms and no legs, and they feel bad. But all the good people are like, yeah, this is awesome, and spreading goodness. It's like that's what I want to get to, and that's what I mean. I guess you can turn anything. I mean, if he can turn, I mean, not having any arms and any legs into like helping so many people. He went to a country where they were burying people alive if they had a cleft lip. Like it was just their culture was like if you have any kind of deformity on your body, you get buried alive. Buried alive. What's wrong with people? And he went to that country and he spoke to them, and that stopped. He stopped that. He stopped all the killing like that. And I think that's kind of like what this gang stalking and microwave weapons, it's just kind of, it's a form of eugenics and something evil that slipped into our culture that shouldn't be here. And it's under, like they put it under a flag and they put it under that they're trying to keep people safe. And then it's really just sadistic killing people, and there's peace, and they want war. So it's not. It's like that's what I see. Like it's like a cleft lip, and you're gonna. I mean, and I'm not saying kill the person, but burying them alive. I mean, at least kill them, like so they don't suffer. They're burying them alive. What's wrong with people? Like, what's wrong with this guy microwaving me? Like, I gotta get past it. See, I'm not working the problem. When I start getting angry at people who are just so evil that they'll just bury somebody alive, like I've lost the script. I've lost the script because I gotta work the problem. I gotta fight against it. I gotta be positive. I can't go there. I can't even go. My mom says that a lot. She's like, I can't go there. She's got a lot of stuff to do. She's got to raise tons of money for St. Jude for the cancer organization that she works for. You know, it's just like she's got to do that, and I'm supposed to be helping her, but I'm dealing with this. Look, I don't know what time it is during the day. It's probably like noon or 1, and I've been doing this the whole day. I mean, I've made some videos. I made a part 1 and part 2. Again, I don't know if I'll be able to upload it because he's stopping me. He's stopping me from even looking at files on my computer. But hopefully I'll be able to upload this. Hopefully it'll give y'all some motivation to not give up. Things have gotten better for me in certain ways. You know, things have gotten worse for me in certain ways. I'm trying to balance it out, survive this, and just get away from it. I think that's a layer that I have to do. There has to be a layer of getting away from these houses where it's built up in. And then at least there will be a second thought, are we going to be able to follow this guy with the arsenal we have? So I've got so many, you know, I've got emitters, neutralizers, you know, material to block it, and this guy's had to build it up. So are they going to be able to just go to somebody in the next place I move to and dump all this equipment on them? Is that how it works? I don't even know. But I gotta layer it. I gotta layer my escape and work the problem. Work the problem on this end, making the videos and getting people more aware of this, so that law enforcement can know what we're talking about. Can really talk to our neighbors. They can get detectives and people in the FBI who can probably see through walls to watch these people and get warrants if they see these people with these microwave weapons through their house. Like, 'cause this guy's watching me in the bathroom. You know, he's watching me in my house at all times when I'm naked, when I'm taking a bath, whenever. So I wouldn't feel. I feel like people are watching each other in people's houses. That's happening right now. So I'd feel a lot safer if the FBI was looking at people's houses and could get warrants, you know, to get these people to stop using microwave weapons. See, I don't know where I'm going with that, because then if you have another agency that's like, oh, well, we can look into houses now, then you've got more danger. So I don't know how it's going to stop. But it will stop. I mean, these weapons, if the weapons get banned, then they can't get passed around so easily. So if you got, you know, some people that this guy knows and they just have some microwave weapons or something, they're usually people who do this. They're doing it because they're not really breaking any laws. I mean, they're breaking moral laws. They are breaking laws, but they kind of see it as, oh, well, it's a new technology that they haven't made any laws for it yet. But that's if you're killing somebody, you're killing somebody, and that's against the law. But I think that's how they get around it in their head. They're like, well, this is new technology, so it's not really illegal. They haven't, ban these weapons so we can use them. So if they do ban the weapons, I think a lot more of the people who are just like getting around it in their mind that way will be like, okay, we can't use these weapons anymore, can't do it. And that's a hope I have. That's a hope I have. And I know it's going to stop. I'm just like, how much time is it going to take? Because I see smart people totally rejecting the idea that it's even happening because they don't want to believe in this guy. They don't want to believe he exists. Because if they believe he exists, their life changes. And my life's already changed because of it. I mean, he's trying to kill me. So, like other people, they have too much stuff on their backs. The economy's bad, and I understand. But we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to face that this is happening, that these weapons exist, and they are being used in our society for some reason, and that they're being used against citizens to actually kill them, not just to bully them or test them or get them out of an area. Now the technology is so good that it can surveil you across states. There are networks of that so that these people are killing people. They're not just like, oh, I want this guy out of my neighborhood, and I mean, that's horrible in itself, but it's not, even if it was just that, it's not just that anymore. Now it's like, we're going to follow you to other states, we're going to follow you to other countries, we're not getting caught, and there are people who are willing to do this, so you're going to die. And I don't know where that philosophy comes from. It's horrible to me. It seems satanic to me. It doesn't seem Christian. It seems like some type of eugenics, like they used in the Nazi death camps. They were like, Jews are not really people, so we can kill them off. And these people seem to be targeting marginalized people, people who are drug users. Like I smoked weed for my health, which helped my health, and now I haven't smoked it in like 3 or 4 months, and I'm getting really sick with my Crohn's disease. So it like really helps my health. And this guy like doesn't care. He's shooting me in the stomach and making me sicker. But they seem to be going after people with like defect, like in wheelchairs or stuff like that. Some people are just normal people that they go after, but it seems to have a little bit of a eugenics aspect to it, and that's very possible because a lot of that evil stuff has crept into our society, crept in on the underside, where they can hide it. But smoking a joint like gets you killed. If that gets you on a roster for just dying, like you deserve to die, and the guy who has microwave weapons who's willing to murder a bunch of people, he thinks he is like the healthy person, like then we're way off in society. We're way off. But alright, I'm gonna stop blabbing, and I'm gonna get these videos out somehow. God bless everybody. Live long and prosper. I love you guys. I really love you guys. I was just watching that older video, and it was so funny because I'm motivated from y'all. Like, I watch a lot of targeted individuals. Y'all motivate me so much, and like, just to a point I can't explain it. Like, watching y'all's videos, it's just like, oh, I feel safe. I feel like there's somebody who understands, and I want to give y'all that. I want to make y'all feel that way. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was watching one of my old ones, and I was in the, I had the, I had the less EMF stuff on my head and around my neck, and I was just like, I know there's somebody out there who's at the end of their rope, and they need to be told that they are loved. I love you, and I was like, I love you too, man. I was just laughing, and then the guy on the screen who was me would laugh, and it was just, I guess that saying that makes me a total nerd. But it helped me because he was in a different spot. Like, the guy, well, I guess everybody knows my name because my stalkers are calling me by name. But that VW back there, he had a different mindset about what was happening and what was going to happen. He's a little bit, I guess he was still naive about it, which was good, because it can get really bad. It can get really to where these people, like, it's not funny anymore. It's not funny, and there's killing going on, and that's hard. I think that's really hard for us because we're not just being bullied or anything. It's like people who are just going to murder you because they can get away with it. And I don't know if he was at that point. Like, his mind, I'm talking about myself in the past, so I know that's weird, but my mind back then, like, hadn't come around to it. I guess because your mind blocks it. Like, just these people who don't believe it, like, that's a level that we were at once, where you don't believe it. You don't even know what's going on, and your mind takes a while, because the way your mind works, it has to accept things and kind of, absorb things. And you're at a certain point of the gang stalking, and it doesn't seem that serious. It seems like, okay, these people are messing with me, and they'll stop. I may have to move, and it's just, it's not that serious. It's not like, oh my God, I'm going to die. But then they start hitting you in the heart really hard. They build up their weapons, and the guy goes nuts because he hasn't slept, and then it's a different situation, And I don't want to say, I guess I don't know. It's like, well, I guess the thing that Nick V talks about, he talks about fear. And I think I felt fear from this. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess I felt fear because I'm like, I don't want to die, and it hurts. But then he talks about you use love and you use faith, and then that fear, you use courage. And it's like you feel fear, but you use love, faith, courage, and that gives you strength. That gives you strength. That gives you the strength you need. So love, faith, courage against the fear. Or actually using the fear, but using love, faith, and courage to give you strength to get past that fear, or to use that fear to survive, to use that fear to learn. Like if you fail or you don't protect yourself one night, to learn from that, to use love, faith, courage, strength, to learn from those mistakes, and then the next night defend yourself better, or move somewhere else, or figure something out. We've got to buy time. We've got to buy time until this is figured out, until law enforcement jumps in here. It's going to happen. It's getting out of hand where people are killing people in their homes. Like, I know that there are some factions that are like, oh, no, this is all under control. It's only being done to a couple people, but there are more and more targeted individuals every year. There are people putting up billboards and putting out serious videos, serious blogs, serious organizations, OSI. I still haven't joined it. Like, I'm so bad. Like, I should be doing a lot better. I should be joining OSI, joining their talks. But I kind of just make my videos and then deal with my own little individual life. And I don't connect with you guys as much. I connect on the comments, and I try and respond to the comments as much. But I want to get on Skype and really talk to y'all. I guess it's just like when you're dealing with gang stalking, you're in pain, and it's like you're trying to do as much as you can, and you do what you're the best at, or you do what you feel that helps you out. I don't know, but I'm going to start trying to get better, at contacting y'all and talking to y'all on Skype, and I'll definitely be letting y'all know, because I got it. Like, I have to, even though my dad disagrees with me because he doesn't believe me. He doesn't believe what I'm talking about. I'm like, this guy's killing me. He's shooting me in the heart. It's definite. It's not anything that could be questionable at this point. And I've got to get to another state, because that's a layer that will deter them. Then I've got to get on the property with nobody around, and then I've got to get the Airstream trailer, and it would be very, very cheap. What they would make out of this house, after we sold it, would definitely make up for any of that cost. But he's like, you need to just get a job, because he doesn't believe me. Like, but I go to that place. If you go to that place, then go back to the place where if he could read my mind or be in my body for just one night, he would be over here, probably with a bat, which would be bad. Like, if he really knew what was going on, we'd be breaking down that guy's door. My dad would probably, kill him. So I guess it's good that he doesn't know, and that I can just get away and live in peace. And I really believe that I could do that. But yeah, if you get there with your family and you do tell them, and they're just like, no, and they think you're crazy, and they're like, well, we believe you believe it. Just go to that place where if they knew for certain, and if they could be in your body and experience it, that, there'd be different stuff going on. And just kind of go to that place. I know that you shouldn't have to go to that place. You need to deal with reality. But if you can't, deal with reality, just go to that place where if people knew about this, if enough good people knew about this and were willing to do something about it, it'd be a whole different situation. And that'll happen. It'll build. It'll happen. Let me end it with a prayer because this has been pretty long, a long video. Dear Jesus, please see us all in our times of trouble. Give us strength to get through things that we don't think that we can get through, and give us strength through the fear. Give us that love and that faith and that courage to build strength and to do what we need to do to better our situations and get away from our stalkers. Help us to know. Help us to give us a direction to know what will help our families, what will help us. Please guide us in this time. Please send people that can help us with the laws, with banning these weapons, people in Congress and people, the representatives in the Senate. Please give them knowledge and give them strength and give them, the need to ban these weapons, because innocent people are being mutilated and burnt in their homes. Men, women, children. Please, Jesus, send your helper now to all of us inside of us. Send the Holy Spirit to us to help us get through this, and to help us to know what to say. Like, help me to know what to say on these videos. Help other people who are making videos. Guide their hearts to know what to talk about, to light people's minds up so that we can fight this in our society. Help the stalkers to know that this is wrong and this can't bring any order to our society. It can only bring death and pain and hell to everybody involved. Please open their eyes, open their hearts to you, to your love. Bring them to you through this, just as you bring us to you through this. In Jesus' name I pray. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I really love you guys. Stay strong. I think we only have a little bit more time of this, and we can get to a place you can survive, you can enjoy life, you can do all those things, no matter how bad it gets. Because it's gotten pretty bad for me, and I still, it was really bad. I woke up, and my back hurt, and I felt like a Jew in a death camp, and there were Nazis, and they were, kind of looking over my death. But I went to dinner that night, and I had a steak and lobster dinner at Sullivan's, and I had martinis, and I had the best time of my life, and it was great. I enjoyed the food. I got a perfect steak, and I enjoyed life. And I enjoyed my family, and I talked to them. I love them no matter what they think of me. And I know what I have. I have to make these videos. I have to do it. It's in my heart. I'm going to need to do that Airstream trailer thing and deter this, because if these guys, if they can keep doing it and not get caught, there's no reason for them to stop, because there's no morals involved. There's not like this isn't justice and we're not thinking about this right. There's just like, I hear him say, we have to do this. We have to murder this guy. We've got to finish it off. It's kind of a mafia mentality or something like that. It's very scary. It is scary. I think I've had fear at times. I don't know. It's more anger. It's more like I want to lash out at this guy because he's so stupid. So I think my problem isn't fear. It's like anger. But I guess fear is just anger, right? Fear is like, you have fear and then that turns into anger, right? Is that what they say in Star Wars? It's like fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to the dark side. So you got to have love that turns into faith, that turns into, what did I say? Love that turns into faith, that turns into courage, and that will give you strength through the fear. And then maybe I'm in so much fear that I'm getting angry. Maybe other people are in fear, but they don't get to that anger part. I'm sure all of us are angry. I'm sure all target individuals are angry. But you don't want to be yelling. You don't want to be yelling and beating walls and stuff like that, because then the guy killing you can call the cops and be like, this guy's beating on walls and he's like scaring my daughters. That's what he did the other night. I was watching Les Miserables and drinking some wine, and I got mad, and I went out to put my corrugated steel up, and I started kicking the bottom of it because I was pissed off, because he was nailing me the whole time I was watching the movie. He's killing me in my house, and I was angry, but I wasn't trying to like hurt him or anything. I was just kicking the corrugated steel, And then an hour later, I have a cop showing up in my house, and he's like, you know, he has daughters in that room over there by where you're kicking the corrugated steel. And, you know, so you need to do this during the day. And it's like, man, they are all on his side. There's no way anybody's going to believe me. I feel hopeless. I feel like he can kill me, but I can't get a little bit angry. And if I do, he's like, see, he's crazy and we've got to kill him. Because it's so much pressure, I guess, on him to impress the gang stalking community or whoever's involved in this to kill people, to kill Americans in their home. Whoever's involved in this, it's important to kill Americans. Whew, I just said that. I just said that sentence, and it's so true. But alright, guys, I love y'all. God bless y'all. More videos to come, and I'm just not sure when I'll get them downloaded, but I will get them downloaded, and I'll get to all your comments and get Skype. It'll take time, and I'm dealing with some stuff in my life, as are all of y'all. And I just pray that God can ease your situation and give you the path that you need. I do want to say just towards the end, the what's this aluminum foil, but it's the heavy duty stuff. It works better than the aluminum polyester. Like it's a lot sturdier than that. And so if you do have if you have somebody hitting you remotely, like kind of draping it from your ceiling, or even if you tape it all the way on your ceiling wherever you sleep and just make a big block of it above where you sleep, I think that can really help. It's helped me a lot. I have a lot of layers going on here, and I sleep pretty good. He's got some very, very powerful microwaves, though, remotely. I think they want to kind of wrap this up, which means my death, which means I can't do that for him. So, you know, so I got to just block it more. But alright, I love you guys. Stay in faith, stay in hope, and remember, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to the dark side. Okay, I don't want to leave you with that. I want to leave you with, like, God bless you, and live long and prosper, guys. More videos to come. Bye.